Hi everyone, Paolo here. So welcome to just another dang how-to channel. So this is part 2 of my web scraping with Python tutorial. So if you haven't watched the first video, go ahead and check the description below to access that. So just picking up where we left off is we went to this website to scrape the books, but from there we only scrape this page. So what we want to do is we need to continue and scraping the rest of the pages here. So if I go next and next, I want my app to go through each of these pages and download all this information for me. So let's go back and let's open my app. So I just want to highlight this, that if you close your app and you open it again, you might be logged out from the interactive shell. So to get back to the interactive shell, just enter pipenv and then shell. And that should put you back on that interactive shell. So I did a little bit clean up the code, but it's still the same. So let's make sure that it still works. So if I run python first scraper.py, and it's going to create the book CSV for me and just download that page. So what I want to do is I want to traverse this. So let's go down here and inspect what this button looks like. So if I go to inspect element, I can see that it's just a list and with a class of name plus the a tag here with a href attribute pointing to the catalog page 2. So let's go back to our code. So what I want to do is I want to create this as a function. So I'm just gonna tab in here and create this as a function. So I'm going here and I'm going to say dev crawl, let's say URL, and I'm going to give it a page URL plus the writer. I'm going to move out the writer out of here. So we're gonna move this away from this function. So we want to create the file first, and then we want to create the writer out of here and down here. And let's just clean this up. And then we just call this new method that we just created. So I'm just gonna pass it no URL here and plus the writer, and let's save. So I'm gonna delete this. And I'm gonna run my script just to make sure everything still runs. So it says defcom, yep, forgot to close my method. So let's try that again. Yay, so it's still working, which is awesome. Now on this logic, we're saying on this page, get me all the books. So we want it to start looking at the next page after it finishes creating, looking into the books on this page. So from here, I'm gonna say, let's say new URL is equal to soup, soup find, and I want it to, let's go back to the page. Wanted to go to the list tag with the class of next. So it's pretty easy enough. So say this, target class, and the class name is next. And from here, let's quickly just print out what this new URL looks like. So if I just call this, I should get something a bit slow because it's building the file again. So this, so we just need the a tag. So a tag, and similar to what we did on the attributes for the title, we just call it attributes, and we call the href. And if I do that and run it again, and there we have it. So I'm just going to assign this to, no, not assign this, I'm just gonna say crawl URL, pass that value, and also pass the writer. So this should recursively try to parse that. So, but before I do that, let's make sure that we know where we're at. So I'm just gonna call this again, so we know which page we're at. New URL. Cool. So new URL, print that, crawl, call the function again to start crawling. Cool. So let's do that and run my script. And so far it's just looping, so let's control C to stop that. So it's looking at that list tag, getting me the catalog, but the crawl URL is not opening the URL that we want. That's because it's still looking at the first tag. So to fix that, I actually need to pass the page URL here, and that should do that. So beware of this. So when you're crawling, you don't want it to crawl itself again, which is not what we want. So it's crawling. So we hit the error. So it started on catalog page 3, then catalog page 2, and then page 3. Let's go to the website and see what's going on. So from here, I go to catalog page 2. I go at the bottom, and I inspect this. I can see that the pattern is not the same. It says page 3. It's not the same as catalog page 2. So let's fix our code to accommodate that. I'll simply assign that catalog string. Let's do it Python style. String to catalog / and I'm gonna say if catalog string in the new URL, so it's saying check if the catalog string is in that URL. If yes, do a crawl. Else you want it to crawl plus, so copy that. You want it to call plus catalog plus that. Hope that makes sense. So if the catalog string is not in the new URL, just crawl, so we know that we're in this area, and then the next area it's gonna append catalog page 3 and then page 4. And let's run this app. Oops. It should start crawling. So we hit another error saying page not found. So why it's not found is because catalog string supposed to pick up catalog string, which is correct. Saying if catalog string is in the new URL, which is this one, which is incorrect. So the problem is because we're not targeting this, so it should be if the catalog string is in the new URL a tag href. So let's run it again. Yay! I think it's working. Yep, it's working. So it's now crawling the page, and it should just continue appending to my CSV file for each page that it access. Spend some time. I'll just speed up this particular video and get back to you when it's finished. Alright, so the crawl has finished, but we got an error. But let's quickly check our book CSV and see that we have much more information here. So if I jump to my Finder, open that book CSV. So you can see this, there's heaps more information here, and it downloaded a whole lot of info from the website. Cool. So why did we get an error here? The reason is because we're trying to access the attribute again, even though there's no more page. So I'm guessing on page 50 there's no more tag, but we're trying to access that attribute. So to fix that, we actually need to make sure that we do this when we're trying to access an attribute, as we do a try and accept. So to do that, I'm just going to call a try here, and just spin this, and then say accept, and it's going to be attribute error SE, and we could actually say crawling finish, crawling finished. Yep. And then we just do a return none, so it will just end silently. And in the future we could change this print crawling finish to call another function which would do something with the data, like insert it in a database, or not really, just because we want it to be closed. So I think here on finally we could, after the function finish, we could write something, or over here once the function is finished could write something to write it to the database. But that's for a different tutorial. So I'm just gonna quickly run this. It's gonna take some bit of time again, so I'm just gonna get back to when this is done. Yay! So you can see it didn't error out, it just says crawling finish. So let's just verify. So what we did here is we crawled to all the pages of this website. Let me exit here so it's a little bit more faster. We traversed through all of these pages, grab all the info here. We grab the title, the price, the availability, and the URL of the book. And if I quickly show you, and we have all the information. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. On the next tutorial we're going to cover more topics, probably doing some more advanced on user inputs as well, and saving this data to a database. So cool. That's it. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. If you have some questions or comments or some suggestions as well on how to write the code better, please hit the comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch out for more videos. Cheers. Bye.